This should be live. I'm doing this solo real quick. This was impromptu. None of this was planned beforehand, so my staff didn't know I was doing this. So if you're catching this, hello. Drop something in the comments so I can see. I can see my Instagram screen. It's separate from the other screens. This is not going to the IG IBSI screen, but hello everyone. Just log on here for a moment. I think I got X up. We got LinkedIn up. Just a quick one. Hello everybody. Hello. Now I have a super small screen in front of me on the Instagram thing. So apologies if I can't see your name, but I see a lot of waving out there and everything. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello. Hope you had a meaningful fast, our Jewish friends. Tisha B'Av was yesterday, ended on, I believe, last night. I know we'll be talking about that in our congregation some more. All right, just want to make this announcement, and I'm doing it live. I'm just going to just post something, but I thought, hey, my wife and their amazing team just finished the amazing studio, and check out the new digs. Yeah. So I figured, let me go ahead and jump on real quick. I've been working on some other projects too. So we have been, the IBSI's Forum on Israel, Africa, and Black America, the online version, has been on hiatus since the passing of our daughter-in-law, Olga Meshoe. Again, thank you all for your prayers and well wishes. Family is doing well. I mean, as can be expected, we're taking it one step at a time. Very grateful to God for our family. Grateful to God for my son and our amazing grandsons, and then all of their cousins and aunties and uncles. And it's been an amazing time of just kind of walking through this journey. Difficult, very difficult. But, you know, again, people's prayers and well wishes and everything, we really appreciate it. And those things really, really do help. We appreciate that. So hello, everybody. I am slowly getting into this. I won't be here very long. I see the numbers on there. So now, again, this should be on X. This should be on IG. This should be on YouTube. I think all on IBSI's channels, including our Facebook. So all that should be going on. I'm checking it myself because, again, I'm doing this solo. This wasn't planned, so we're just doing it now. So just decided on a whim to do this real quick. So starting Monday, September the 1st, which is Labor Day, that evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, we will resume the weekly Forum on Israel, Africa, and Black America. We had a great time doing that with you. I would be there every once in a while. It was primarily led by my son and my daughter-in-law, Olga. And again, of course, we stopped it for a while. We have been doing other events after a couple of months. So Olga passed away in January of this year. It wasn't until late March that IBSI began to resume some of its events live and different meetings. And over the course of the last few months, we've been, you know, slowly increasing that. Some of those events that we've done were scheduled earlier. We had to postpone them. There's been a great deal happening, obviously, over the past several months. And we have been active both in the country and outside. Have been to Ethiopia. We'll return to Ethiopia probably sometime in the next month. We'll be a couple places in West Africa as well. We'll be going to Israel in the fall. All of these, to one degree or another, are Israel, Africa, Black Jewish events, meetings, occasions. There's a lot that's there, and we're going to be getting into quite a bit of it when we start again on the forum. So again, I wanted to just come in real quick. We haven't done this streaming in a while, so I decided to, hey, let's just go ahead and go live if I can remember how to do that live. And I hope I didn't mess anything up when our staff checks it out. I didn't click on anything wrong. And just let you know, making that announcement. Monday, September the 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern, we will resume the forum on Israel, Africa, and Black America, the virtual forum, the live forum. We just were in Atlanta. Shout out to Pastor Matrilla Hall and Kendrick Hall down there in the Atlanta area. We had a great time with you. With the live forum on Israel, Africa, and Black America. We've done it in DC. We've done it in Charlotte. We've done it in Atlanta area. We're going to be back in these areas as well. We are to be heading soon, probably to Dallas. And then we're going to be in LA, and then we'll be in the Chicago area. So, there's a lot of that going on. As we meet with Black pastors and community leaders around this issue where Israel is concerned, where Africa is concerned, the Black American community. We have a broad discussion because the issue of Israel and Zionism connects with the Black and African communities on very deep levels, going back thousands of years and for many different reasons. And so we'll be discussing all of those things, having guests on there as well. Pastors and community leaders, those of you who know about, or if you don't know about it yet, we have a monthly event with IBSI, which is called the IBSI Pastors Presents, in which we talk about different topics, whether they're biblical, geopolitical, business-wise, everything where Israel and Africa are concerned, Israel and the Black community. That would start again. It's every third Tuesday, but possibly in September, we'll be doing it each week. If you want more information about that, just go to IBSI.org, and then you can click on, I believe, joining our emailing list. And I want to let you know, I told a couple of the pastors and leaders this over the weekend, both in Atlanta and a couple other places. When you join the emailing list, boom, you just put your email address in there. And I think it just sends you a notification. Once you get that, if you want to be a part of the pastors list, that's a separate one. The pastors and leaders, you don't have to be a clergy, but if you're a community leader and you want to be a part of those other meetings and that other email, just put us a little note on there, email us and say, hey, just say pastors or put leaders in the subject, and we'll know what you mean. We'll add you to that as well so that we can have you as part of that. We have that discussion. As a matter of fact, the one that's coming up, hey, let's see if I can drop a link. Maybe I can do that and try to get really fancy here. I don't know exactly where I can drop it, so let's see. I'm going to do it here on the comment section here. If you go to ibsi.org/dates, you will see the next one that's coming up for the IBSI Pastors Presents, which is Tuesday, August the 19th. You can click on that and join there as well. Let's see, occurred. Now, it says something, an error occurred on the Facebook one. I'm not sure exactly why I did that on the Facebook one. Maybe I can do that separately. So if you're watching on Facebook and you didn't get the link, I'm not sure why I didn't post just now, but I will try to do that real quick if I can. Boom, look like it did go there. All right, cool. I want to make sure that was there. So yeah, that happens. The IBSI Forum on Israel, Africa, and Black America, the weekly forum, which is every Monday evening, 8 p.m. Eastern, 8 Eastern, will resume Monday, September the 1st. And then the IBSI Pastors Presents, which is a private thing that's not we don't Zoom or stream that, but you can join via Zoom. And if you want to be a part of that, you can just email us go to the website and join our emailing list, or email info@ibsi-now.org, info@ibsi-now.org, and then we can get you set up with that as well. All right. I see a couple of things. Can you clearly on Facebook? Can see you clearly on Facebook. Okay. Someone said can. Myra, if that's you, are you saying you can or can't see us clearly on Facebook? Is that what it is? I'm making sure I can catch some of these messages here, kind of. I'll try to do that. And I think this is going on. Yeah. All right. I'm just making sure we're on the different streamings and stuff. Uh-oh. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to do that. Sorry. Let me if you're hearing the echo, that's because I clicked on something the wrong way. My apologies. Didn't mean to do that. Again, like I said, this was not planned. Just kind of jumping on here. I have a meeting later on today. I have a brief, very quick debrief with IBSI's board, our board members. Some of them are newer. They're coming on and everything. And the reason I'm mentioning that is because I'll be sharing some things privately with them that I can't share publicly. Only reason I'm saying that to you, and I tweeted about this or I posted about this, is that I wish I could see the screen. I may not do this with the screen next time because I see a couple of messages up there on Instagram, but I can't see what the messages are. Let me see here. What if I yeah, I don't think you can do that on here. Okay, cool. I was trying to do something else. Yeah, sorry about that, you all. And if you're watching this on IBSI, if you go, you can probably make a comment on our YouTube page, IBSI's YouTube page, or IBSI's X page if you want to do it that way as well. Sorry about that. And I'm contemplating how we have IBSI's Substack, and I'll put that on there as well. IBSI.substack.com is actually called Africa Israel Weekly. Yeah. That has a new, what am I trying to say? A new editor-in-chief. So you're going to see some changes with that as well. Boom, boom, boom. And I'm going to drop that in the comments. And then, yeah, there you go. I may write a piece about it, or somebody may write a piece about it. I was in DC over the past couple of days. There were different meetings. We're in DC first, and then we were in Atlanta. We are headed for Chicago. Shout out to our friends in Chicago. I'll be speaking at the Chicago Jewish Alliance event at the, I knew I was going to do that. The synagogue, boy. Okay, so what you need to do, if you go to chicagojewishalliance.org, it was on the events there. Actually, a couple of them. I'll be speaking, and my son will actually be doing some music. So I'll be there. The bridge between us, Pastor Musani on Black Jewish allyship and Age of Lies. We are going to be unpacking quite a few stuff, and put that link here. If you want to join us there and you're in Chicago, we'll be there tomorrow at 6. No, I'm sorry. It starts at It starts at 6:30 p.m. Yep. Tomorrow at the Chicago Loop Synagogue tomorrow evening, Tuesday evening. Looking forward to being there. You get your tickets there on the link. I just placed it there. If you're saying where I don't see the link, I put it on the Facebook and on the YouTube channel. If you're on the Instagram page, go to either mine, obviously, or the IBSI one, and you'll see the announcement over there from Chicago Jewish Alliance, and you can click on the link there, or you can get the link from there too. We were in several meetings and casting no aspersions to the people in the meetings. We are, good people and everything. There's some things that we needed to have discussed. We didn't really get to in the way that we needed to. Time is against all of us. Yeah. I'll have to debrief with the board members, and then you will see the events that happens with IBSI. Had several different meetings both today and over the last several days, and I can tell you that the Africa, Israel, Black Jewish whole ethos is gaining traction more and more. There's so much happening on the continent of Africa. In and of itself, economically, in terms of counterterrorism, and there's so much that's going on. It is the youngest continent on the planet. It's the fastest growing continent on the planet. It's going to have the largest Christian and Muslim population by the time we get to 2050, if not before then. And the Christians that are in Africa, and particularly the West African Muslims there, are often very pro-Israel. I'm not talking about jihadis. I'm talking about those, but especially in the Christian population. Black sub-Saharan Africans are very pro-Israel, and we've been connecting more and more with Black Americans with different, not just on the issue of Israel, but that and beyond. And so you're going to see more of that. There's going to be a need for more of that. When I say a need for more of that, not so much IBSI being the focal point, but the need for that type of synergy and that type of intentional connection is going to be very, very important. The anti-Semitism in the West as some of you have been following us for a while, you've heard me say before, for a while now, it's going to get worse. I said that several years ago, and it will, because of the nature of it, not just it's evil and everything, all that's true, but how embedded it is in our institutions, in our schools, education. And there's some very great people doing some very great work. Again, and we're combating the hatred, combating the ignorance and everything. However, it's embedded, and so it takes a minute to unseat that. One of the things also that has expanded it, if you will, in terms of the nation, is that it has risen so sharply on the right as well, the left and the right. The right has its own significance. They're both evil, ladies and gentlemen. It's not a comparison, but there is a distinction in terms of understanding what's happening in both arenas. For the social justice warriors on the left, the anti-Israel thing is some sort of bona fides. Like somehow, if you're anti-Israel, then you are the right kind of person standing up for rights and justice and all that kind of stuff. On the right, it's a lot of identity. Some of it is a lot of white supremacy, a lot of some Nazism that's come in and everything. And some of it's all the whole Christian, where we get that hyper Christian replacement theology and all that kind of, that's usually embedded on the right. It happens on the left too. But we have it's a lot. So we were concerned about that when we saw what we saw beginning in the fall. I'll just say this here. It was the fall of 2022 when Kanye West started to go full Nazi, and Candace was right there with him. She was the Robin to his Batman. We called it out then. We're not because we're not the inspector detectives. This is not, I want to say this real quick. And then let's just find anti-Semitism and find all of it. Let's just find racism. No. That's not what IBSI, that's not what we're about. If we see it, we'll call it out, and we tell the people to call it out. But that's not why we're set up, right? This is a synergy thing. This is a building thing. However, when we saw it, one of the things we pointed out was that it was not being denounced. It was not nearly like it needed to be. Now it's full out in the Republican Party. Marjorie Taylor Greene's out there telling people that pro-Israel Americans aren't really operating on the best interests of America, right? That you need to register with FARA, and Steve Bannon's out there telling people that Israel's not really an ally, and these people are lying through their teeth. And they're on the right. So, yeah, and that's not even so much the problem. Can I go ahead and say this? Two things. I'll say the Speaker Johnson, and I'll say the other money thing. Speaker Johnson part, I saw that some of the Republican lawmakers were in Israel. I think they're still there. Speaker Johnson was at the Western Wall and made a video and everything, and stand with Israel and everything. And cool. I mean, that's not a bad thing. However, all due respect, Speaker Johnson, I think I met you once before. Again, not trying to say the negative in a personal sense. All due respect, Mr. Speaker, you going to Israel and then doing a video from the Western Wall and all that, and your role as the Speaker of the House, amazing, great, wonderful. That's our ally, our greatest ally, not just in the Middle East, probably on the planet. And all the haters can kick rocks. But you doing that and not calling out Marjorie Taylor Greene for her deception and duplicity, right? I mean, duplicity. I mean, you have a senior member of the House telling people that Israel, AIPAC and CUFI should be registered with FARA because they are representing the interest of the Israeli. That's the kind of stuff Ilhan Omar was saying. That's not only is she being an anti-Semite, it's not true. It's not true. The American citizens have the right to lobby their Congress for whatever kind of relationship they want to have with it. Liberia, China, if that's what you want to do. Now, if they're hostile nations, yeah. And that's the underlying or the implied thing, that somehow not only are Israel supporters doing something bad, but they're doing something bad because Israel is bad, right? This is going on the right. So, again, all due respect, Mr. Speaker, it's cool. Go to the Western Wall and yeah, right, and we stand with this. Yeah, but back here at home, you might want to check your girl. Yeah, and this is how it happened. Ilhan Omar was just talking all kinds of nonsense, and Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi and the other senior members of the Democrats, both the House and the Senate, said nothing until it's way too late. And then when they did say something, it was mealy mouth. Oh yeah, Israel's our great ally. Yeah, we get that, right? Could you say something to homegirl, right? Could you say, hey, all that, all about the Benjamins? So now here comes Marjorie Taylor Greene, same thing, trying to introduce legislation, and people say, oh, Pastor Musani, it's not going to happen. Why are you concerned about? You people who don't get it. They said the same thing about Ilhan Omar before she was joined by Rashida Tlaib and all the rest of the squad, right? And now look at the left. And for those of you Democrats, you don't like that? I don't care, right? Look at that, right? It is as difficult to be a pro-Israel Democrat today as it is to be a pro-life Democrat, because you're going to catch hell. You can't have an opinion about something that is now made canon on the left, and that's what's starting to happen on the right. So, and I can say more, but I can't say more. I could say more, but I can't, because I can't say stuff that I can't say, not publicly anyway. But yeah, this is just me talking and watching stuff, reading stuff, and having conversations with people who know, both in Israel and the United States. I don't quote them directly because, you don't need to know all that. I know what I know. So, and I'm talking to people and they're like, yeah, X, Y, Z. And I'm going, yep, makes sense. Well, I can't say that out loud. Can't say that out loud. Because people would, let me say this. And I said I was going to wrap this up. This is already longer than I said it's going to be. Sorry. I told you before, those of you who have been following any of those posts, Glenn Beck a few weeks ago was on a Jewish young man's podcast and basically said that he's getting threats on the right. He said, we are getting threats from our own side, meaning conservatives, whoever they are, whoever these shadowy figures are, according to Glenn Beck, are threatening him, intimidating, or trying to, where Israel is concerned. That's what the question was asked. If you don't, I put the clip up on there. Check it out, right? So this is not a game, man. This is on the right. These folks are bugging like they're on the left, right? This is not a good thing. I told my friend that's something, right? Okay. It's like Chuck Barris from what was that? I wish I could hear you guys talking. The one, the variety show. I can't even think of it right now. If you guys know what I'm talking about, just type it in there. I can't remember his show. But he was the host, and he would clap his hands and all the time, and he clapped his hands so much people clap their hands with them. I can't even think about it. So anyway, I rambled. Last thing I want to say is this. I was talking to my good friend Raj Nair out there at CBN. We did a little video about Candace Owens' latest rant, and Israel's a demonic nation and yada yada. I mean, she's really unhinged. She sounds like an Ayatollah, like I said before. She sounds like the Ayatollahs. Talking about Israel's a cancer. That's what the Ayatollahs say. That Candace says Israel's a demonic nation. The Ayatollahs say that Israel's a cancer. It's the same thing. They're talking about destroying the nation of Israel. The tiny nation of Israel, size of New Jersey, 9 million people, homeland of the Jewish people, only one. But Israel, not all the evil slaughtering and stuff that's going on all over the place. Israel. So anyway. And then Raj was talking, he's been getting a lot of nasty comments in this thing. Oh, you work for the state of Israel. And I've sent my good friend, Pastor Dr. Michael Stevens as well. He's been streaming about certain things, particularly Candace Owens. Same thing. They come, oh, you work for the state of Israel. I get that same thing. Oh, you're nothing but a paid agent. The Institute for Black Solidarity with Israel is a nonprofit organization that operates on tax-deductible dollars from throughout the community. Black, Jewish, whoever. We do not get money from the state of Israel. We do not get money from the from the United States government. We don't get money from any government entity. And the funds that we get when people donate, whether they are organizations or whether they are people, they are to take care of the events that we do. That's how we're able to do a forum in different parts of the country. It's how we're able to partner with our friends and colleagues in Ethiopia, in Israel, when we're having to go and do events and lectures and then do videos and pay for those things and then pay for the staff and the contractors who do X, Y, and Z. Yeah. And that's what it is. Right? Oh, you're getting this, that. It's funny, having grown up doing ministry, when in the age of the whole, prosperity in the negative sense, gospel preachers and all the caricatures that you see in the Hollywood, as well as all the stuff that you're seeing, that somehow people started connecting being a pastor with being rich. Only in America, right? Who becomes a pastor to become rich, right? It's like becoming a musician. Yes, are those people, there are people who have delusions of grandeur that they're going to be the next whatever, right? You're not just a musician, but you're going to be the next Paul McCartney, the next Michael Jackson, the next Stevie Wonder. Yeah, not doing it because they love it, but doing it because they they think that they'll be the next whatever. Yeah, that happens, right? But the vast majority of musicians become musicians, even full or part-time, however they can do it, because they love music, right? That just happens, right? So the same thing happens in ministry. Often people who become pastors and rabbis, they didn't do it to make quote unquote money. They did it because they felt a calling and a burden to do it. And I found the same thing that's true in any space, any type of nonprofit space. Do some people get in it to kind of get over on people? Yeah, absolutely. That does happen. But when you're in particularly what can be controversial spaces like Israel advocacy or Africa, Israel, Black, Jewish, yeah, most people with a brain, and I have one, don't do that because you're trying to gain some sort of notoriety and money. What? That doesn't even make any sense. You go do something else to try to make money. So anyway, so yeah, people do that, and they do that as a deflection, right? Meanwhile, Qatar is spending billions of dollars buying off podcasters, buying off politicians on both sides of the aisle, right? China's out there soaking pockets and everything. You hear that conversation because those same people are afraid to actually call out what's really going on. So that's what I wanted to say real quick. Anyway, all right, so I was on here long enough. Monday, September the 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern, the forum, IBSI's online forum on Israel, Africa, and Black America begins again. Looking forward to being with you there. I'll be hosting. Joshua will be hosting, who is the executive director of IBSI. And we'll have guests that'll be with us and everything. We have a lot to get into. We really do. So again, thank you for all your thoughts and your prayers where Olga's concerned. Chantal out there. Shout out to my girl Chantal. Said yes, amen. Trying to buy everyone. Yeah, it's amazing. See, Chantal can make me start preaching again. All those Jews have all the money, and the Jews have them. Meanwhile, Qatar with billions, $1 trillion. These people, man, how much money you have? Here's a $400 million plane. Oh, yeah, here's about $5 billion for your colleges and universities. Here's another several $1 billion for your K through 12. I mean, are you serious? Goodness gracious. That's why, Chantal, give them a shout out there. Labor Day, log on. That's right, 8 p.m. Monday up September the 1st is Labor Day. We are starting up again. So I just came on here just to let you know that. I know I've been talking a while because I'm a pastor. We kind of ramble on everything like that. But Monday, September the 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern, the forum on Israel, Africa, and Black America is back in effect. So we'll be doing that. I think I'll be hosting that one. And the first couple of whatever, and Joshua will be joining us as well at some point a little bit later on. Connie, you may not even see this. A shout out to all of our IBSI ambassadors. We'll be calling on you all as you are able. So I think, Connie, you're going to be first up. If you didn't hear before, this is your first time hearing it. Shout out to Connie Morgan. Everybody, shout out to Connie Morgan. And I think Connie Morgan, and again, doing great work out there. Lots of different things, including Free Black Thought. Shout out to all our folks out there, Free Black Thought. I think Connie and I are hooking up later on this month to do a podcast. So I'll see you a little bit later on, Connie. I know I saw an email flying around there about that. So yeah, somebody said Free Palestine. Yep, it is. I don't know how much it cost before. It's going to be free in a minute. Yep. Hamas, free Palestine from Hamas, you no good Jew hating so-and-sos, right? Hamas out there stealing people's food, right? Israel ain't starving nobody. Hamas is starving the Israeli hostages. And Hamas has been pimping and stealing food and aid from Israel, from the Gazans for years, ladies and gentlemen. 2007 is when they finally took over for real, right? Hamas killed the PLO, the Fatah that was out there, who they were ruling with. And yeah, absolutely. Yep. So people either willfully or accidentally ignorant, not even really knowing what's going on. We'll get into it. Oh, I'm sorry, since I'm already here. No, the black man, you stand within Palestine, is like going, did you see what Hamas did to those African young men that they came in contact with on October the 7th? Did you see how they mutilated their bodies? Did you see how those racist, no good Hamas members and those with them took great pleasure in mutilating their bodies even after they were dead? Talk about black folks standing with Palestine. I mean, if you're an idiot, yeah. Eldridge Cleaver learned it the hard way, traveled all the way to Algeria, met Yasser Arafat, was talking all that anti-Zionist, blah, blah, blah. And then he saw black slaves in Algeria. He's like going, wait, what's that? They said, yeah, using Abed. I mean, we using you and pimping you, but using Abed. If you was here, we'd slap you too and put some chains on you, make you right. He's like going, whoa, really? Yeah. That's something. They cracked me up. Oh, Muhammad, he abolished slavery. That's a lie. That's anyway, slaves all over North Africa and the Middle East, right? Right, exactly. So, oh, that's racist. No, racist would be the slave masters. It's not racist to call out the Arab Islamic slave masters that are enslaving them. That's called speaking truth to power. Anyway, all right, so I'm all done with that. Yes, another form of pumpkin. Yep, got to bounce though. All right, so everybody good. So now again, mark your calendars, put it on your little digital thing, all that stuff. Monday, September the 1st, 8 p.m. Eastern, the Institute for Black Solidarity with Israel will again be presenting weekly the Forum on Israel, Africa, and Black America. Hope that you can join us and set it on there for repeat because it'll be there each Monday. Other stuff coming up here pretty soon as well. All right. Thank you, everyone. You guys have a great evening. I got to get ready for my meeting with our board here pretty soon and give them some other information. I'll be talking to you guys soon. Thanks a lot.